Hey, what's going on, guys? We're going with TOBS Sandalwood today for the shave. Um, this I've had this for quite some time. I mean, 3 to 4 months. Actually, it might be longer than that now. Like the whole COVID thing really has me flipped around as far as days go. Anyways, Razorock 24 millimeter synthetic is what we're going with for the brush. The razor will be my Rockwell 2C. And we have a Gillette Platinum blade in it today. And this is the aftershave. GOF Trumpers Skin Food. It is the West Indian extractive limes. And this stuff is great. And obviously there's kind of a British theme there, but So this was going to be a straight razor shave. I'm going to go ahead and wet the face, build the lather. But I have some imperfections on the face, and which really sucks because I have a new, well, it's a gold dollar with a new edge on it that I've honed, and I really want to test this edge out, but I also don't want to have a bunch of Japanese flags, huh, Linguophile? Bunch of Japanese flags on my face, because of, yeah. But, so therefore I'm not going to do that. I typically, I'm not going to dip the brush in there. I never dip the brush in these containers. I don't want the water to sit in there. So what I normally do and what I'm going to do now is I just get some on my finger and just kind of smush it around. You can see I have, several hours worth of growth here. I actually think it's about 48, 2 full days. Might be a little under it, maybe 44, 45, something like that. But we're very close to 2 days. All right, we'll add water as we need. TOBS is a great cream. There are some things in TOBS that's in TOBS now that was not in the original formula from way back when. And it doesn't contain parabens or any of that, but it does contain some chemical type stuff. And the reason for that, I suppose, there's a lot of preservative type stuff, and it's because they're selling it not just, in England, but it's going overseas, and how long are these places actually keeping it on the shelf before they're bought? So I understand why. I just don't necessarily like it. But I like the cream, so I'm gonna, use them. The scent on this is nice. It is not like the Art of Shaving's Sandalwood. This is a bit deeper, a bit more woodsy scent as opposed to Art of Shaving, which is also, it's like a sweet wood or, that type of a thing. But TOBS is definitely, and I'll just keep adding water to this. TOBS is definitely one of the muskier sandalwoods that I've smelled, at least. My favorite TOBS, Taylor of Old Bond Street's creams is grapefruit, which is right here. This is the grapefruit here. So actually, it's out of your view, isn't it? Yeah, it's on this rung, which is literally right below what you guys could see. But so yeah, not gonna do a straight razor shave. Had a question or a comment asking about my Q shave, which is, where's it at? Here. In the video that I did yesterday. And the gentleman was saying that most people that he watches that use that Q shave have a lot of cuts and whatnot on it. Now, I don't know who he's watching. He didn't specify, a video, but I'm assuming they're using maybe the 6th setting, and maybe they're putting a bit too much pressure, much more than needed. And maybe that's why they're getting cuts and nicks. I don't know. It's hard to say. I've used setting 6 on that, but anyways, I told him I would be using the Rockwell 2C tonight because he was asking for another kind of mild option. And what's nice about the Rockwell 2C is it's not the price point of the 6S. They're essentially the same razor, except with the 6S, you're getting the 2 extra base plates. You're getting the, I think it's, like mine is 1 in, let me see, I'll tell you. Where's it at? Right here. I believe mine's 1 in 3, and then I believe with the 6S, you get the 2 and 4, and then you have 5 and 6. I believe that's how it goes. Maybe the numbers are a bit off, but you get the point. There's 3 different base plates with the 6S. Or the 6, whatever. But yeah, with the 2C, you just get the 2 base plates. All right, we have a nice lather here, and it's well hydrated. Let's go a little bit more. Let's paint some water in. I just don't want it to be too thick. Oh, there we go. I mean, TOBS just gives some great lather, no doubt. So anyways, what I was saying was I basically always use the R3 base plate. I'll show you. It's a 3-piece. So the R3 here, and then there's the R1 here. And these are two, it's one base plate, but it's 2 separate settings. So the R3 has, so it's the opposite, right? So if I want to use the R3 side, which is more aggressive, I would make sure that I can, the R3 is visible on the bottom of the base plate. And that means that I'm using the more aggressive. If I wanted to use a less aggressive, I would flip it over and I would use the R1. And that's less aggressive. And they do that by, you could see maybe, yeah, I think you can see right there. See how the top notches come out higher or higher than the bottom notches? So this top notch up here is the R3 side, which makes the blade sit higher, therefore having a bigger blade gap, therefore being more aggressive. You get the point. So, since this is a part, let me go ahead. So I always use the 3. I've tried the 1 in the past. It just doesn't do anything for me. I mean, it really does nothing for me. It doesn't shave any hair unless my hair is several days long. And even then, it's only shaving minimal hair. It's not even really getting you, you know, baby butt smooth or anything like that. All right, so I'm going to use R3. So that's what we do there. Well, it's upside down, sorry, R3. And then we'll go ahead and put the first use of the Gillette Platinum. There we go. Put a little water on the razor and let's roll. Yeah, I really did want to use my straight today, but it just didn't work out. And I might end up cutting some of these blemishes anyways with the DE, but at least it won't be as bad, I hope. Yep, I already got one right there, look. Well, it won't be as bad as if I were to use the straight, so it's okay. I have several meetings today, which is another reason why I'm not using a straight. I don't want to go into a meeting with a chopped up face. And don't get me wrong, I haven't done that with a straight razor in a very long time. It is always possible using a straight, but it's not really probable if you are efficient with a straight. And I think I'm efficient enough with one. But like I said, I just, the blemishes on the skin add so much more complexity to a straight razor shave. Hitting a blemish the wrong way, you could slice open your face because when it hits it skips and then it smushes down another part of your skin, and it could be bad news bears. So I prefer to skip that. Oh yeah, great cream. Great cream. DE razors are so forgiving, in my opinion, compared to a straight. They're much more forgiving, but I also feel like they're much more safe. Like, I'm sorry, they're much more forgiving, but I feel like DEs, or I'm sorry, I keep getting them mixed up. I'm thinking too much at once. DEs are more forgiving, but straights are, in my opinion, more safe. You know, they're safer. You're not dealing with, well, I guess that doesn't make sense. I was gonna say you're not dealing with an open blade, which you are. But no, what I mean, like, you're not dealing with, you know, loading a DE blade. I feel like that's super dangerous. Loading a DE blade, man. I hate every time I have to load one. And what sucks is that, you know, I can't go more than once or twice max with the DE, so I prefer straights over DEs. I guess I'm a little biased, but yeah, loading a DE blade could be dangerous. I was watching on YouTube a documentary of the Amish. And it's just like something that popped up, and I was like, that's cool. Like, seems like something cool to watch. You know, something I'm unfamiliar with, and so I was like, I'll watch it. Well, it was like an hour and a half long, but I only watched maybe 15 minutes of it. So I guess I didn't really watch it, but you get the point. It's interesting, you know, they mentioned a lot of stuff within that 15 minutes that I had no idea of. Like, the Amish have their own language, which I knew, but I always thought it was a version of German. It's not. Well, okay, let me rewind. The Amish don't speak German now. Modern Amish don't speak German. But their Bible and everything like that, actually back in the day, was in German. So the Amish, you know, I guess I can't tell you timelines, but, you know, back then they did actually speak German. And anyways, so in the very beginning of the video, the little boy asked his dad, which, you know, they're Amish, why he has a beard. And the film crew is obviously filming. That's making the documentary. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this. And the dad says, well, I really don't know. It's what my father did before me, it's what his father did before him, and it's what you'll do because I'm doing it. Essentially. Like, they're not allowed to have a mustache. Not allowed to have a mustache. The beard here, like, they grow from sideburns down to the chin, but then they let this grow out, the chin area. And they're not allowed to have a mustache, like I said, and then under the lip, I think they also have to keep clean. It's interesting, you know, just a different, I guess, lifestyle, you call it. Although, I mean, for them, it's a lifestyle, but it's also a way of life. It's crazy. They don't speak, like I said, they speak English. Most of them speak English. But what they were saying was at home, they'll speak their Amish language, which is called Pennsylvania Dutch, to the kids, and I guess amongst each other. And in school, they learn English. So the older generation, say that Pennsylvania Dutch is easier to speak, and the younger generations is saying that English is easier to speak, which, you know, I think that's probably a common thing. Now, I'm not sure. I'm sure they mentioned it in the video. I just didn't watch long enough. Like I said, 15 minutes. But I wonder if they go to Amish only schools. I would assume, right? Like you'd send your kids to the same, I guess, beliefs and views, to a school that had the same beliefs and views as you, right? I would assume. Maybe they don't. I don't know. You know, like I said, it was just interesting to me. Yeah, I've got to drive actually 2.5 hours to a job today. Once I'm at that job and complete that job, I then have to get on a conference call. I'm going to a huge medical facility, and they have a huge conference room that I'm going to be able to use for the conference call for another job that I have next week. And then after all of that, I have another 2.5, 3 hour drive back through traffic. Which is never fun. With this razor, at least I can kind of get closer to the nose or under my nostrils. So I do like that with this Rockwell razor. Yeah, not as terrible as I thought, but you can kind of see now that I've shaved the face where I would have some severe cuts. If I were using a straight, like here, under my nose, here, I did catch myself there because these were some pretty big bumps that I sliced over, and on my chin. I mean, if I were using a straight, that would be deep cuts. But the fact that, you know, the bar here, the blade sits on top of the bar, obviously, or there's a gap, but that kind of keeps that cut down, or that, you know, whatever down as the blade kind of glides over it, so that helps with not slicing completely through it. But that straight razor has no guard, and that straight razor will slice through any skin imperfection known to man. Very good shave. I'm getting a little stinging here and on my chin, but it's to be expected. I expected that this shave due to the blemishes. All right, nice. I'll go ahead and dry my face. All right, and we will go with, like I said, GOF Trumper's extractive lines. Actually, let me shake it up a little bit. So yeah, if you're looking for a mild / medium blade and you don't want to break the bank, the Rockwell 2C is awesome. I think it comes in different colors as well. This is the gunmetal version. It's a little bit darker. I don't know if the camera necessarily does it justice. I think so, because if you think there's a chrome or platinum version of this, you know, that's a very bright metal compared to the gunmetal. So, oh, this is not a Rockwell. I'm just doing a comparison. Alrighty, shook that up a little bit. Let's squirt some in the hand. This stuff's kind of thick and gooey. I'll show you. You can see it's a little chunky. Oh, the smell in that's great, and it has such good properties. It has such good ingredients in this. Oh, yeah. You can't go wrong with this. It's a bit expensive. Actually, okay, so typically it's a bit expensive. I don't know what was going on with Amazon, but I found this 200 milliliter, which is, did they break down how much that is? Fluid ounces? Well, yeah, 7 fluid ounces. So I think it was like $20. But what I was getting at is normally this stuff's extremely expensive. I mean, relative to, you know, other aftershaves. But anyways, that's the shave. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.